Martin, how is your squad looking ahead of this game tomorrow?
Yeah, we're in decent shape. I think most of the players that are at the club are available, so that's good news.
How confident are you feeling in the way your squad is shaping up in the transfer window heading into these big fixtures?
Well, we are. I'm happy with the players that we brought into the football club, and that's good. And I'm just really looking forward to the game. The two ties coming up now are big matches for us, but they're also exceptionally difficult as well too. So we'll just be ready for the challenge, or at least we think we are.
We saw last season, I know you weren't here at the time, but we saw the detrimental impact it can have on a club not making it into the European competition that they want to. Quite a lot of the players were there at the time. Can they take lessons from that and make sure that it doesn't happen again?
Well, I think I watched one of those games. In fact, I think I was doing some TV work on the second leg, and of course it became a major disappointment to not qualify for the Champions League is in itself that. But I think based on what happened the previous year, I think then it became like doubly disappointing not to make it. And but overall, I think that the players who are still here at the football club, I don't, they may well remember it. They may well think that, listen, they've got something to try and achieve this time. But overall, I think we're just we're trying to look forward to the games, trying to get a result in the matches and try and get through.
There had been a thought process, certainly externally, leading into those games against Kairat, that not enough had been done in the transfer window to help supplement the squad to get them into a position where they could get into the Champions League. Are you very comfortable with the business that's been done with your squad over the last few weeks and feel that you have done enough to do so? I
like the players that we have signed. I think I said last weekend that ideally it would be nice if for instance, Hassan had a little bit more football played. That's the nature of the game. We've got him in now, and over the course of the season, whether it's in the Champions League or whether it's in the Europa League, it's up to the players now as much as anything else. I think the quality that we brought in will bear fruit during the course of the season.
I don't think we've spoken to you since Arne Engels officially departed the club. Is it a disappointment that he's left at this stage of the summer transfer window where you have two massive European games coming up and you won't have him available for them?
Of course it is, yeah. I think that Arne wanted to go. He didn't want to play in the matches in case he got injured. I think I said again last week that was understandable if this is a move that he wanted to make. But for the football club, yeah, disappointing really, because just at this moment, he's hard to replace in the side, that sort of running power that he has and that he gives us. So just even for these two games, that's disappointing. It is what it is, and it's nothing we can do about it.
I know there's only a few hours left before the registration deadline, but is there any chance of adding to the squad further before this first leg?
What time is the final thing? Is about?
It's 11 o'clock tonight.
Is it? Well, I wouldn't really be sure. I don't. A fairly decent chance there'd be nothing happening.
What stage are you at just now in terms of trying to find a replacement for Arne Engels in the centre of the park?
Yeah, well, I think that we are. We're still in the process of trying to do that, and it's we haven't been able to get someone in time to do that. But that's. I mean, there are a number of players that we are looking at, and hopefully we will be by the end of the transfer window.
Martin, you have your own experience in this competition as a player and Europe more generally as a manager as well. Just how important do you feel it is for Celtic to still be known and recognised as a Champions League level club?
Well, I've said it all along. I think that the bar was set down here way back in 1967, and from then on, I believe that Celtic should be aspiring to that. We may never, ever, ever get there. And obviously with the way that the financial market has moved in football, it's getting more and more difficult for maybe a team from Scotland. But that aside, you should still be aspiring to it, and that's what we want to try and do. We may never get there, but this is the bar that's been set down, and the football club have won the European Cup or the Champions League, whatever it's called. And And really, that's what we should be trying to do, and that will make an all-out effort to try and make it. Of course, if we don't do, we would be naturally disappointed. From the very point you make, that it just sets an air of despondency around the club. But we are still playing in European football, and we'll see what develops.
Martin, just wondering, given the financial imperatives of qualifying for the Champions League and the prestige of it all and what it means to fans, in the context of the season, how important are these two qualifiers?
Well, the prestige would be of more interest to me, I must admit. But for the football club, I'm talking personally, and I'm talking about the team. But for the football club, the finances are very, very obvious. Very obvious indeed, and it means that you're able then to think that you can maybe get. I think if you did qualify for the Champions League, even though you only have a period of a week or something against you, you might be able to attract other players from that viewpoint. So it's got all its merits, of course, financially, but for me, prestige as much as anything else.
I think I'm correct in saying this is your first Champions League tie for more than 2 decades. Is it almost a pinch me moment for you being back at the highest level?
Really. Yeah. Well, I didn't think the last September, October that I'd be sitting here thinking about a Champions League game. If it was, it would be certainly watching it on TV.
And how in that 20 plus years do you think the competition has evolved? Is it the competition is much keener now, much tougher?
Well, is it, you mean from the competition that I was involved in as a manager or as a player? Well, both, really. First of all, it was only the champions of any particular country that could get through. It was a knockout competition from the start. So way back in 1970, 78, Nottingham Forest, won the First Division Championship, which is equivalent to the Premier League, and we were drawn against Liverpool, who'd won the previous the European Cup. So we knocked them out first time of asking. So the champions went out first time. That is not happening now in the game. Fine, absolutely. Finance is dictating now. The format has changed, which I think myself helps clubs in similar situations to Celtic, for instance. I thought the other format, the one where 2 teams get through out of 4, while it's exciting and you're in it, I thought from a distance it looked a wee bit tired looking. So this one is a new format. And of course, it's a brilliant competition. It's really exciting, and usually the best teams win it.
And when you go into in good form, scoring a lot of goals, and you've got added to this season, you've got players with proven record of scoring in the Champions League recently.
Well, that'd be nice. Yeah, I mean it's nice to have that if that's the case. I hope that will be the case in the next 2 games. These matches are difficult for us. Really, I've had a strong look at the team that we're playing against. They're really good players. They're very fast, and they're very strong, and they're athletic, and they are big. So we have our work cut out over the 2 games. There's no question about that.
Just on that point, Martin, you may be a seeded team, but you do have that first leg at home. How crucial is it that you do take a lead into that second leg in Austria?
I just think that we ideally it'd be lovely to go in and take that. I don't think it's the end of the world if we haven't, but it makes it more difficult then, the task. But you could go in, you could maybe get a couple of goals in this game. You might do, you might not. But if you did, and you took a lead, and that there's no guarantee, because honestly, the side that we're playing against, I don't know whether you've had a chance to look at them yourself, but they are very decent.
Can you just talk to us about the confidence that's growing within the squad and that sort of great start to the season in terms of the goals and what that does when you do come into a big match like that? You may have brought in new faces, but how well is it that they've gelled so quickly together and are almost ready for this big challenge?
Confidence is a major part of the game. It's something that if you start to win football matches, it gives you great confidence. We are. We just mentioned there about Arne. It would be nice to have kept him for the couple of games, because he knows the players. He knows his role in the team. It's not to be. We'll have someone else in there, and it might be Young Bar might start in the game. Not sure yet, but and he's just getting to know the team. So those are difficulties we have to overcome. But listen, they're challenges, and you know what? It is Champions League, and you could get nothing else but excited about it, which is fantastic, even at my age. Especially at my age.
Martin, can I ask you about Rio Hatate's situation? I think there were reports suggesting that he's maybe knocked back a move away from the club and is looking for maybe something a bit more prestigious or a bigger move. Are you expecting that he will leave at some point this window?
Well, I don't know. I think that Rio, what I would love Rio to do is get back to the form that he has shown a couple of years ago when he was one of the best players in Scotland, and that's the point. It's been a bit of a struggle for him. You know, he's not a regular member of the team now at the moment. At the moment, those things can change, but I don't know about leaving in that sense. There's been inquiries for him, but I don't think there's been anything definitive. But that may well happen in the next week, and we'll see. If Rio wanted to stay on and really battle for his place here in the team and say he's capable of doing it, I have not a problem with that.
What do you think has changed with Rio? Because as you say, we've seen performances for him where he has looked excellent in the past. It's maybe not worked out for him over the past few months.
That's the football game. That is it. You know, I mean, there's a couple of players. There's a couple of players playing last season. Was it last season or halfway through the season before, playing in the Premier League? You thought he would have been cast iron certainties to go to Mexico or for the World Cup, to America in the World Cup, and didn't make it. The Chelsea lad, people like this here. So it happens, you know. Some players became really disappointed not making the squad, and that's the game.
And just finally, the Premier Sports Cup draw happened on Sunday. I don't think we've spoken to you since then. You'll be taking on Rangers in the quarter-finals, a couple of games against them in the space of a week next month. Is that quite an exciting prospect?
It is, yeah. Looking forward to it when it comes to it. Naturally the concentration now totally in these two games, but yeah, and it is what it is. We're drawn away from home again, but that's it. You know.
Question at the back there. For the Austrian press, what kind of game do you expect tomorrow to decide it with 3 or 4 goals already here at Celtic Park? LASK is a little bit, also the fans there are waiting for a game on a tremendous arena, world famous, and anybody expects Celtics going through?
Well, I don't know what the view is in this room, but that's not my view. I think the game is going to be very, very difficult. I think they're a very fine side, the champions of Austria, and we have watched them now on numerous occasions. We've had people watching them live, and obviously I've a chance to see them. So they're very strong, very, very competitive, very fast up front as well too. Lots of good players in the side, and they're very, very strong, physically strong as well too. So this will be a difficult task for us.